Hey, and welcome to a Thanksgiving edition of What's Next with Joey McGuire. I'm Robert Giovanetti, and Coach, a lot to be thankful for this year.
Yeah. These players, man, that's what I'm so thankful for, and this coaching staff and you and the administration. I mean, it's been an incredible year, but we have so much left, but it's fun. And,
yeah, a lot to talk about. Thanks to a lot of the people who come up to us on the weekends, tell us they watch What's Next. Thanks to Tyson,
Tyson's a rock star.
Always here
He's here set up. He's waiting on us.
We just come and go, right?
Yeah,
we go. All right.
No doubt.
Yeah, move on. And so appreciate
He's the brains behind this. If you think about
Tyson is kind of the man. He's been here for a while, and he knows what he's doing, and you don't ever worry anything about with Tyson here. So, but grateful for our fans too, Texas Tech fans, and what a potentially. It's already been a great season, but so much more that could be thankful for.
Yeah, the all my buddies that whether I grew up with in high school, college, or our coach, they're just like, man, it just seems like there's so much momentum behind Texas Tech.
Yeah.
And I always say, I don't think if you're not a Red Raider fan, they quickly become whenever they come out and visit me and they see there's basketball games or our games, stuff like that. But the following and just the energy that Tech has, the fan base is absolutely incredible. We're lucky, man. I sit there again, I'm watching games, each week of our opponents or each week of just different places where our opponents are playing. And they're not playing in front of crowds like we play in front of, and I'm so thankful for that, and lucky to be a part of it.
Saw a lot of that last weekend, a lot of empty seats in stadiums across the country. So we're grateful for our fans. And you know what? I'm one of these guys too that I've been a Tech fan for forever, right? So sat out there and watched Rodney Allison.
Yeah,
it means you're old when you watch Rodney play. But give me the bandwagon fans, right? Well, I'm not a snob. Come on, jump on the.
Everybody be a part of it. Yeah,
I think if you don't have a rooting interest in a school and you knew about Texas Tech and knew what you've got going on here and what we've got going on and across the board, right, all of our sports, you become a Texas Tech fan.
I totally agree. I mean, there's the great thing about our fans. I mean, they're just hardworking, blue collar, just tough, gritty people that love their university. Why not want to be a part of that? I've never felt at any point that there's a sense of entitlement. There's fan bases that definitely have that.
No doubt. Let's not make anybody mad this year.
No, I know it.
This weekend.
But I think that's one great thing about our fan base, man. It's just, and I think you ought to want to be a part of it. And, the one thing I tell everybody is everybody looks good in red and black.
Heck yeah.
And so why not get your Texas Tech gear and root for the Red Raiders?
Yeah, there's a lot of colors that don't look good on people. But
exactly.
If somebody looks good in red or black, usually it's and it's a great combination, right? We both got a little red and black going on today. So we're shooting this on Tuesday. Typically we shoot on Wednesday. We're going to assume for these purposes, Tech's still fifth in CFP rankings.
Yeah.
Hopefully we move up. Hopefully when we're watching this, we've moved into the top four. But based on what happened last weekend, probably everybody stayed the same. And so, again, it's clear to your guys what we're playing for.
Yeah. I could see, again, we'll find out tonight. Oregon played really well.
Right.
How much the committee respected USC will be interesting if they move up and jump us and Ole Miss. But I would think if you had two teams that were ranked 5 and 6 and they were idle, that you would keep them 5 and 6 and see what this weekend, because we both have, they've got to play Mississippi State and, we've got to play West Virginia. Oregon's got to play Washington. So that little group has some games that, you could move around. But going back to what you said, our guys know exactly what we're playing for. Like everything I told them on Sunday, everything that we've talked about since we had our very first meeting in January, it all comes down to this weekend. We win, we're in.
Yeah, I mean, you can't ask for anything more than that. And do you know Dan Lanning very well?
I love him, man. I think he's a rock star, man. I have a lot of respect for him. I think that he has a lot of respect for us, playing each other a few years ago in a great game. I think it ended up being 38-30 and went back and forth. We had the lead in the fourth and turned the ball over back-to-back times. Yep. And so I think he has respect for us. I know his OC really well. Will actually was a high school coach at Lake Travis, and then he was at UTSA, and going to be a great head coach. I mean, he'll be a guy that'll be a head coach at some point. Good, really good guy.
Coach Lanning did a little Coach McGuire this weekend after his during his press conference, kind of calling out some schools, and talking about things. And I think you need to have that, right? You need to have voices speak out about maybe what some of the inequities are in the system if we're going to get it fixed.
Well, at the end of the day, whenever you're sitting here and you got a committee that has to go into a room, what you really would hope is that they're comparing apples to apples, meaning these teams play X amount of conference games. These teams, are, again, I don't want to get everybody stirred up, but everybody's playing in a conference, stuff like that. And so I understand what he's talking about, and again, man, I have so much respect for the SEC. I have so much respect for the Big Ten, and so much respect for the ACC. But where I look at, it is who are the best teams.
Yeah.
And again, I've said it for the last 2 years, just because you have a certain patch on your jersey does not mean that you're playing in a stronger conference and or you are one of the best teams in the country. That's not how this thing works, man. And so I think that's a big part of it.
Do you see it ever going to like the FCS version where you have a full-blown big tournament postseason?
I could see that. I know they're right now they're trying to look. Do you go to 16? Do you go to 24? We're doing this backwards. Absolutely. I saw Josh Pate actually say something about this. I actually sent him. He didn't comment. So Josh, if you're watching this, you need to text me back. But
I bet he's not watching, but hopefully he is.
I sent him 2 calendars. Where we're missing the mark is we've got to fix the calendar first. Like, we should be playing everybody. This happened in Texas high school football probably 15 years ago. There was a 0 week and a week 1.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be that. 0 week should be week 1, and all of college football should be playing. That would mean the Big 12 championship would be played this weekend, Thanksgiving. And then you would have the playoffs start. And guess what? We're playing every 7 days like every other
right.
high school, FCS, Division II, Division III, in the NFL. They actually play a playoff game every 7 days instead of
with this big gap. That's what I was used to hate.
Yeah.
And now it's gotten a little tighter. It'll be 2 weeks for round 1. But let's say Texas Tech goes on, wins the Big 12 championship, gets the top 4. It'd be nearly a month before you play.
Yeah, exactly. And now you're going to find out how good of a coach you are to have your team ready to go. And last year none of the bye teams won.
Yeah.
And that's, again, there's something wrong with that whenever you're saying you've got to wait that long to play. It makes no sense.
I hate the gap too. I love these big weekends, right? So it'd be great to keep going. Coach Leach was ahead of his time in a lot of things, but he used to always say this too, like, why can't we have a playoff tournament like that?
Well, exactly. Well, it's one of my favorites. Like, if we played it, we might need to butt it up and put it in the podcast. Like, he literally said, like, hey, guess what? It's a neat deal. It's been going on for a long time. What are we?
Yeah.
Why are we trying to reinvent something that?
And he would make fun of, we're doing it for the student athletes. So he's like, well, how are these other schools doing it, right? It makes a lot of sense. I don't know what the number is. I think it'd be awesome as a fan for 32. As an administrator, maybe that's not great, but there's a number in there, right?
Yeah.
That at least 16, I think it's got to go to.
I bet there's a lot of successful North Dakota State athletes that have been playing in the playoffs for a long time and were able to get their degree and are making really, really good money right now.
Yeah, they're moving on.
Again, the deal about the student athlete and all that stuff, I just really, we're going to be fine. We're done with finals. You could easily be done with finals before the playoffs ever started.
Yeah, it doesn't pass the smell test, that argument. So it'll be fun to watch. So you guys, you'll eat here probably in this room, right? For Thanksgiving on Thursday. As a team, head up to Bridgeport, right, West Virginia on Friday, and still keep the same schedule. You guys go to a movie and everything else.
Go to a movie.
So
what we'll do is we'll keep the same schedule, but like Thursday will not be as early. We'll actually move Wednesday up, so we'll have more time Wednesday night, and then Thursday won't be as early because usually we're starting everything at 6 a.m. on Thursday. We'll push that back to 8, and then we'll fly out normal time and get in the hotel, and we'll have team dinner at 6, and we'll leave about 6:45 and go to the movies.
What's the movie this week?
Running Man.
Oh my gosh, it's a remake. That's great.
I love good action.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was in the first one.
Oh yeah, I've seen it, man. We have gray hair, bro. We've seen it.
Don Williams asked Mac Leftwich yesterday about I can't remember now the name of the movie, the Tom Cruise movie when he played high school football.
All the right stuff.
All the right moves.
I think all the right moves.
Yes.
Yeah, seen it.
Yeah,
because he was in. He was like in the Steel Town. It's like Pittsburgh. Yeah,
and
I guarantee you, Mac hadn't seen it. He had no idea.
That's what I told Don during. I said, Mac, Don, he's a lot younger than you, right?
Yeah.
Craig T. Nelson played the high school coach.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It was a great.
He
movie.
played a couple high school coaches. You remember he was in the sitcom Coach.
Yeah, he was a college coach in that one though, right? So see, we can do all this all day long. But Running Man will be great. It's to get the guy. He's the new big star.
Yeah.
That's it.
Any of the action, is it? God dang, it's not. I was going to say, is it Clint Eastwood's son? But it's not.
No, his name's Glenn Powell, I think. Yeah. So anyway, that'd be a great movie for you guys to see. The original had Richard Dawson. And
I think the only problem is I think he's a Longhorn. Is he a Longhorn?
He is a Longhorn.
Dang, man. I'm going to like him a little bit less. But,
he is a Longhorn. If there's a negative to this guy, he is a Longhorn. And then we get Saturday. You love the early kick when we're on the road.
11 a.m. is awesome, man.
Yeah, and you've said before, we're not scared of any cold weather.
No, and it's not going to be that bad. It'd be somewhere between 31 and 41. The wind is not supposed to be a factor. So anytime, you're in cold and you don't have the wind, it's always good. When you look ahead because you've got to schedule it out, this is not getting ahead of ourselves, but the Big 12 championships played at 11 a.m. Yeah. So it just gets you in this routine of, stuff that, is going to be very familiar if we take care of business and we're playing in Arlington in 2 weeks.
Last week on the bye week, I know you did some recruiting. You were on the road. Did you get a chance to go to Fort Worth to watch the soccer team?
Coach Perry and Jackie, his wife, did. I was watching one game, and I actually started that away.
Yeah, I knew you might have.
And then I was like, okay, I've got to be back in the same place, which was like an hour away, at 6 o'clock, and it was already 4 o'clock. And I'm like, I'm gonna go there, say hello, and then have to turn around and get in the car. So I actually just turned around and got something to eat and watched one of our players play.
Coach Stone and his group had another great season, lost a heartbreaker in the second round of the NCAA. Obviously, Leighton is on our team, and Coach Stone is
and he should be back. We expect him to travel. He didn't play against in our last game against UCF, ankle, but he should be back. There's a really good chance TJ West is back, and so we're getting some guys back that we've missed the last couple of weeks, so getting healthier and healthier.
If you talk about there's a lot of advantages, obviously, to a first-round bye in the CFP. That's another one, right? Getting everybody, as you mentioned, they're football dinged up. Right? It'd be good to have some, especially you look at number 2 and some other guys.
No doubt. And if we're lucky enough to get and be in that mix, you have to win one less game too. I don't know how many people would be like, hey, okay, just let me have a game just for the heck of it, you know. And so we'll see. I mean, all we can do is take care of business this weekend and see what happens from there.
Yeah, and I know you're proud of the Red Raider following. A lot of people wanting tickets to the Big 12 championship game if the Red Raiders are going to get there. And we get a certain allotment from the Big 12. We filled that out immediately, but there's still lots of ways. I got asked on a radio show last week, how many Tech fans do I think could go to Jerry's Stadium, like realistically? And I said, you could almost fill that up with Tech fans.
Hey, I honestly believe if there is a rematch, it will be the largest attended game in Big 12 championship history. I really believe that because I know what our people are going to do, and because what it is, if we take care of business, BYU takes care of business, it's a rematch, and that's one great thing. Another thing I love about BYU, they travel. We saw that here. I thought it was really cool, if you're just think about red, white, and blue. I mean, the one thing about our stadium was we had striped it out, but then there was that group of blue over there.
Just like the flag.
Really so cool and American, and they've got some phenomenal fans. Like we saw that with what they did. Really supporting Ivan, our barber, and his wife and everything. But, man, they have great fans. And so I do think that it's going to be a packed house if we both can take care of business.
You love to have rivalries and you love to have these things in a conference, but BYU has been a great addition to the league, and their fans make it very easy to root for them when they're not playing Texas Tech. They're a good group to root for.
They are, and their head coach Kalani's a great guy to root for. Man, he's really such a genuine guy. He's a great coach. He's got his family. He's a family guy, so it's a cool story, and sign me up, because that means we're there, and I guarantee he'll say the same thing.
For
sign
sure.
him up.
That would be fun.
He's there. It'd be a lot of fun.
Last thing is, we got to see last week kind of a strange deal, right? J-Rod showing up in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Right? They wanted him on the Fox Big Noon kickoff, and so opposing fans got to see him there, and he's starting to make a little bit of a national splash.
Yeah, hats off to Cincinnati fans. He really didn't get booed. It might have been because Dave Portis was wearing that BYU jersey, so he took all the heat. But I think I said his name wrong, so whatever. Portnoy, yeah.
What'd you say?
Portis, I think. Portnoy. He was just like Dave, but he's a Michigan fan, so I don't know about him.
He's
either.
A huge Michigan guy, and he's got a fairly large ego, so he probably a little.
I apologize, but again, like, why not? Like, I could totally understand if there were 2 or 3 guys out there that were like trying to reach Zappy's record, or pushing what BJ did, the yardage and everything. If it, like Aston Genty last year as a running back, if there was a guy like that out there, there's not. Like, really, honestly, if you're going to look at that of things that haven't been done, that's Jacob Rodriguez. So it's cool that people are starting to recognize it, and I just hope, he gets a shot to be in New York.
I love those when people read those stats, turnovers. Defensive cause turnovers, and there's Texas Tech and blah, 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 blah. Jacob Rodriguez, right? And he's over a lot of schools.
He's in the top, I think, 10 in the country by himself.
Himself.
Yeah.
So it's awesome. Yeah. It's a great time. Obviously, a lot to play for this weekend. I know our fans are sitting on pins and needles, but this is why we all do it, right?
Yeah, no doubt, man. If you're going to, every year, if you're going to say, hey, you come into week, the last week of the season, you win, and you get to go to the Big 12 championship, then sign me up for that every season.
I hope next week we're doing this, talking about the Big 12 championship.
Yeah,
that'd be a great thing. So again, happy Thanksgiving to you and Debbie and the kids and everyone else. And I know that you're excited about being with the team here on Thursday. And again, we're grateful to all our Red Raider fans.
Yes, we are. We can't thank them enough.
For what's next for Joey McGuire, I'm Robert Giovannetti. Wreck 'em, and happy Thanksgiving.
Wreck 'em.